Well, most of the time. Man, I don't like getting scratched. Sight of my own blood freaks me out, man. Buddy, you are my woman, and I love you. But if you ever tell me that you are not speaking to me for a week again, I will drop you like a bad habit.
When you think of iconic TV shows from the 80s and 90s, A Different World is a name that resonates with fans of all generations. But behind the flip-up glasses and the lovable Dwayne Wayne lies a journey you might not expect. At 59 years old, Kadeem Hardison, the heartthrob mathematician we all adored, is opening up like never before, revealing tragic and surprising details about his life post A Different World. What happened after the cameras stopped rolling? How has he navigated love, loss, and fatherhood? What's life really like for Kadeem today? Get ready to uncover the truth as we reveal shocking new details about Kadeem Hardison's life now and the challenges he's faced along the way. Trust us, you won't believe what you're about to hear. Let's start with a bit of backstory. Kadeem Hardison was born on July 24, 1965, in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York, and from the get-go, it was clear he was destined for a creative life. Growing up as the only child of Beth Ann Hardison, a prominent black supermodel, and Donald McFadden, a fine art collector, Kadeem was surrounded by art and culture, so a career in math was never in the cards for him. And here's a fun fact. He even had the chance to attend Junior High School 104, alongside the likes of Robert Downey Jr. and Erica Gimmel. Safe to say, the acting world was calling his name. Kadeem's first role came at just 14 years old when he appeared in an ABC after-school special, The Color of Friendship. His career took off from there, with roles in the PBS production Go Tell It on the Mountain and a guest spot on The Cosby Show at age 17. But it was A Different World that really put him on the map. That show became his big break, cementing him as a TV star. Kadeem Hardison reveals tragic new details about A Different World. During A Different World run, it was one of the top shows on cable, and its influence has endured well beyond its final season. Thanks to social media, reruns on TV One, and streaming platforms, the show still resonates with fans across multiple generations. From 1987 to 1993, A Different World captivated audiences with the unforgettable love story between Dwayne Wayne and Whitley Gilbert. Played by Kadeem Hardison and Jasmine Guy, their on-screen chemistry was electric, making them the ideal couple that many fans dreamed of emulating in their own relationships. But while Dwayne and Whitley's romance was anything but fictional, the real-life connection between Kadeem and Jasmine was strictly platonic. In fact, Kadeem had his eyes set on another co-star, Cree Summer, who played Winfred Freddie Brooks, Whitley and Dwayne's friend. On a past episode of TV One's Uncensored, Kadeem opened up about his whirlwind romance with Cree, which lasted for about a year. The couple was often seen together at red carpet events, and their chemistry even found its way onto the set of A Different World, where they shared some intimate moments between takes. Kadeem Hardison once revealed that he had to pretend to be in love with his A Different World co-star, Jasmine Guy, while actually being in a relationship with Cree Summer. One night, we went out, and we started kissing. Next thing I know, Cree is telling me she's in love with me, and I was just stunned, he said. And then I had to pretend to be in love with Jasmine while being in love with Cree. Despite this off-screen drama, Dwayne and Whitley's relationship became the heart of the show, and fans couldn't get enough of their on-screen romance. Kadeem admitted during a 2018 appearance on The Real that he had a crush on Jasmine from the moment he first saw her. When asked if Jasmine knew about it, she shared that the chemistry was evident even before A Different World. It started back when they were working on Spike Lee's School Days. They'd party together on set, and during one slow song, Kadeem secretly asked co-star Branford Marsalis to play it again as he and Jasmine danced. However, Jasmine explained, "I was about 24, and Kadeem was around 20. At that age, I wasn't really interested in him. I was looking for someone more like 28. Kadeem playfully added, way out of my league right there. In the 5th season of A Different World, Whitley and Dwayne get married after Dwayne crashes her wedding to Byron Douglas III, played by Joe Morton. But Kadeem Hardison wasn't exactly a fan of this storyline. I wasn't on board with the whole idea, he told Vanity Fair. We had done so much stuff that felt real, and then this felt like a huge leap. It just seemed like a sneaky thing to do to a guy you were friendly with. I didn't buy into it at all until the very last day before we filmed. I was even asking the writers to please fix it. Jasmine Guy also had her doubts. After we did the table read, I was like, are y'all really gonna do that? That's whack. That's so corny. As we've already mentioned, Whitley and Dwayne were the ultimate on-screen couple, but in real life, it was Kadeem Hardison and Cree Summer, who played Freddie Brooks, who actually ended up in a relationship. In a Vanity Fair oral history, the two opened up about how they transitioned from co-stars to a couple after years of friendship. We started off as friends. We used to ride motorcycles together, and one day, she just pulled over and said, I love you. I think I'm in love with you, Kadeem recalled. I was like, what? No, what are you talking about? But then I thought about it and I realized, well, I'm not seeing anyone and she's my best friend. Why not? And from there, it just clicked. We were madly in love the moment we met. Cree added, we used to just hang out, enjoy some sweet grass, and laugh about everything. Kadeem agreed, saying, yeah, it was just a fun time and everything felt right. When reflecting on their relationship, Cree shared how Kadeem set the standard for what a great boyfriend should be. Honestly, when I think about it, if a girl's going to have a first love, he was the blueprint. So kind, so generous, so thoughtful, and funny as hell. Unfortunately, Kadeem Hardison and Cree Summer's relationship came to an end before A Different World wrapped up, which meant they still had to work together for a while after the breakup. Kadeem opened up about how challenging that was in his Vanity Fair interview. You're not together anymore, but you still have to show up to work and be on set. It wasn't always easy, but it was still a joy to get to know her and work alongside her. Watching her grow and even helping her out with weird cartoon auditions, he explained. These days, Cree is a busy voice actress, and despite their breakup, they didn't go to great lengths to hide their relationship while it lasted. It wasn't hard to find pictures of us out together back then. But since we were both involved with other people on the show and social media wasn't around yet, a lot of A Different World fans were surprised to find out about our relationship years later. In 2019, a fan tagged both Kadeem and Cree on Twitter, sharing a clip from the show where they can be seen kissing in the background of a scene. The fan wrote, I need answers. We thought we were slick. Cree responded with a laughing emoji, and Kadeem cheekily replied with a winking emoji, saying, I'd say it only took him 25 years to catch up. Looking back, Kadeem reflected on how different the reception to the show is now compared to when it ended. It's great now because back then there was none of this support. It kind of felt like the show was dismissed without much fanfare. To me, it was a show that should have gone on forever. Fans are still buzzing about the storylines from A Different World, even decades later. A big part of that ongoing support comes from TV One and streaming platforms, which have made it possible for both longtime fans and new viewers to experience all 6 seasons. I couldn't be happier that it's still on, especially for the younger generation. The perfect age to start watching this show is around 15, Kadeem Hardison shared. That's when you start looking up to older kids, you feel a little bit of big brother envy, and you hope the show will guide you into school, higher learning, and a lot of other good things. The show was groundbreaking for tackling serious issues like date rape, racism, the HIV epidemic, and domestic violence, among others. One episode, Love Taps, was particularly significant. It was written and directed by Kadeem himself, as part of a deal that showrunner and executive producer Debbie Allen had made with him and co-star Jasmine Guy. She wanted to make sure each of the main actors had the opportunity to write and direct an episode. I wrote and directed Love Taps, which was inspired by a real-life scandal about a rapper hitting a girl. The story kind of faded away, but I wanted to address it. So we made an episode about a guy who was abusive toward his girlfriend, Kadeem explained. He went on to share how the episode came together with the help of seasoned show veterans. I wrote it with Reggie Wood and Ron Mosley. We came up with the idea, and we had a writer assigned to help us flesh it all out. Reggie probably did most of the heavy lifting in terms of writing, but the story was really me and Ron Mosley. Then I directed the episode. One of the episodes Kadeem Hardison directed featured a guest appearance from the late Tupac Shakur and Monica Calhoun. He fondly recalled one of the standout moments from the episode. "Ain't nothing wrong with a city job. That's one of my favorite lines. You know, you came up and now you're up here looking down on us," he shouted to Monica Calhoun. While there were many iconic moments on screen, Hardison remembered just as many memorable ones off-screen. One that stands out was the time heavyweight champion Mike Tyson visited the set. He would drop by every now and then, just hanging out and watching because, well, he's Mike Tyson, Hardison said. One day, he rolled up in a red Lamborghini, and I was like, "Yo, Mike, is that a new car?" He said, Yeah, you want to drive it?" And he handed me the keys. Even though Kadeem wasn't used to driving a stick shift, being more of a motorcycle guy, he didn't pass up the chance to take Tyson's car for a spin down Ventura Boulevard. I couldn't get it out of first gear, and we were just screaming up and down the street, probably going 55 miles an hour with the engine revving like crazy. Needless to say, the car didn't explode, Hardison laughed. Academy Award winner Denzel Washington was another star who made a memorable visit to the set of A Different World. Kadeem Hardison shared a funny story about a prank that Debbie Allen, the queen of pranks, pulled on Denzel, who was her all-time favorite actor. Denzel was her dream man, and she knew everyone, Hardison explained. Everyone on set was in on the prank except for Jasmine, and they purposely stayed behind to capture the moment when the movie star surprised her. That was pretty dope. These kinds of moments happened in front of a live studio audience, which Hardison considered one of the best parts of filming. Our studio audience was amazing. They saw plenty of mess-ups and lots of surprises, he recalled. Although Hardison will always be associated with his role as Dwayne Wayne on A Different World, he has continued to take on significant roles. From 2015 to 2018, he starred alongside Zendaya as her father on the Disney Channel series KC Undercover. In 2019, he had a recurring role on Showtime's Black Monday, and in 2020, he appeared on Netflix's Teenage Bounty Hunters. In early 2022, he had a guest role on Grown-ish, which, like A Different World, is a college-centered spin-off of a family show. In 2021, the A Different World cast reunited for It's A Different World special, where they reminisced about their time on the show and its lasting impact on viewers and television. They also participated in a live Twitter watch party in February 2022. Hardison is still close with his A Different World co-stars. Daryl Bell, who played Ron, and I have always argued about our knowledge of sports since the day we met, Hardison told Essence. We talk almost every day. I still talk to Cree, and I see Lisa every now and then since we're neighbors. The end of A Different World didn't mark the end of Kadeem Hardison's career. Not by a long shot. In fact, he went on to star in another hit series. If Craig Cooper from the Disney Channel's KC Undercover seems a bit familiar to you, that's because it's none other than Kadeem himself. After wrapping up his role as Dwayne Wayne, Kadeem continued to shine in other shows like Between Brothers and Abby, while also making guest appearances on popular series like Living Single, Everybody Hates Chris, Parenthood, and Grown-ish. He even voiced himself in The Boondocks. That's 40 years in the acting game, and Kadeem is showing no signs of slowing down. In 2022, he joined the cast of AMC's Moonhaven, a sci-fi series set on a whole new planet in a different time. But Kadeem didn't just stick to TV, he also made his mark on the big screen. You can catch him in films like White Men Can't Jump, Blind Faith, Showtime, The Sixth Man, The Lincoln Lawyer, and so many more. Seriously, check out his IMDb. And if you thought that was impressive, Kadeem even voiced the character Cole Freeman in the 2013 video game Beyond Two Souls. No wonder he's sitting pretty with an estimated $2 million net worth personal life. As for his personal life, Kadeem Hardison is living the single life these days. He gave love a shot, but things didn't quite work out. Kadeem met the mother of his daughter, Shantae Moore, at a party in 1993, and it was love at first sight. Shantae was immediately taken by Kadeem after he shook her hand, a first impression that clearly left an impact. But wait, it gets even cuter. The two were set to present together at the NAACP Image Awards that year, and when they went backstage to talk to the press, Kadeem turned to Shantae and said, "Oh, we're getting married. That's what we'll tell them." Shantae was a bit confused, asking him to clarify, and Kadeem casually replied, "We're getting married. That's the announcement we're making." By the end of the night, they had already planned their entire future, including how many kids they'd have. Talk about moving fast. They didn't rush things, though. They kept their relationship quiet for a few years. Eventually, Kadeem and Shantae welcomed their daughter, Sophia Hardison, on September 27, 1996. Later, they secretly tied the knot in November 1997. Shortly after, Shantae released her hit song, Shantae's Got a Man, and, you guessed it, it was inspired by Kadeem. With a blossoming marriage and successful careers, it seemed like forever was on the horizon for them. But, as we all know, things don't always work out. In 2000, Kadeem filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and requested joint custody of their daughter. The details of what led to the split were kept private. But the good news is, it wasn't a bitter divorce. Kadeem and Shantae remained good friends and continued to co-parent Sophia like pros. In an interview with Madame Noir, Shantae spoke fondly of Kadeem, saying, "When we first met, we fell in love really quickly, but we became great friends. He really is my friend. I find him so pleasant to be around. He's hilarious. He makes me laugh until my stomach hurts. He's just naturally funny." Kadeem Hardison and Shantae Moore's daughter is all grown up and looks a lot like Mom. In a past interview with Madame Noir, Shantae shared that, even though they're no longer together, she will always have love for Kadeem. "He appreciates me for who I was and who I am, and we grew together. That's what friendship is about," she said. "Whether or not we're married or lovers, you have to know who you're with. He and I spent a lot of time together. He's family. I do love him. Not in love, but love him." Now that their daughter is all grown up, Shantae has started to open up a bit more about her. For her daughter's 28th birthday in September, the mother-daughter duo celebrated in Las Vegas, marking her coming of age. Shantae also shared a rare baby photo of her daughter, something fans were not used to seeing while Sophia was growing up. Although Sophia has inherited her parents' talents in singing and acting, she is currently focused on her education. Her life remains private, just as it always has been, and only time will tell if she chooses to follow in her parents' footsteps in the entertainment industry. Kadeem Hardison once admitted he had a crush on Jasmine Guy. Kadeem Hardison and Jasmine Guy recently appeared on KPLR TV's chat show The Real, where they reflected on their time working together and the bond they formed on set. Kadeem admitted that he had a crush on Jasmine back in the day. Jasmine laughed and recalled, "I found out. The first thing we did together was school days. On the set, we used to party together." Both Kadeem and Jasmine shared a special moment from their school days when Kadeem signaled to the DJ to keep playing the same slow song so they could keep dancing together. It was clear they had a great time on set. However, Jasmine explained that at the time she was 24 and Kadeem was just 20, and she wasn't interested in dating someone younger than her. When they were both cast in a different world, Jasmine said she was relieved to already know Kadeem, as she really needed that support when starting the show. For 6 seasons, they entertained viewers as part of the Hillman College crew. Jasmine played Whitley, the Southern debutante with high social status, and Kadeem played Dwayne Wayne, the lovable math genius. The two shared many fond memories from their time on the show. In an exclusive interview with Essence, they talked about their characters' relationship and what they've been up to since the show ended. Jasmine mused about Whitley's relationship with Dwayne. "I think Whitley would still be trying to make Dwayne the man she wanted him to be for her status in society." Kadeem agreed, adding that their characters would still be in love, still having their classic arguments, but with 4 kids by now. The two also revealed they've kept in touch with many of their co-stars, proving that their bond extended beyond the cameras. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when the next video drops. See you next time.